if you use Docker, you probably know the Docker PS command, right? And you probably know other commands. Maybe you have forgotten some of those. Unfortunately, there's a tool called LazyDocker, which is a terminal UI. So you can invoke many of these commands without having to type them. You can navigate through all these UI and do things with your containers, images, volumes, networks, and it even supports Docker Compose. So you will have this section here for that. And as you can see, there are some keyboard shortcuts here. So you can see that I can navigate with the arrow keys between the different sections here, and also between the different items. I can use tab and shift tab. I can use even VM key bindings for navigating here instead of the arrow keys if you want that. So that's pretty cool. And you can also navigate through these panels here. So for that, you can use a square brackets. So here, the stats, real-time monitoring of the CPU and memory usage, which is pretty cool. And the environment variables, the configuration of the container. If you want to scroll here, you can hit enter, and then I'm using the arrow keys. I can also use the mouse to scroll. And finally, we have top with the processes, which is pretty cool, right? So there are many things that you can do with this. Oh, well, to return, we hit escape. As you can see, there is a menu, right? And that's all you have to do when you start using this. So when you start, the first time you execute LazyDocker, just look at this part, press that key to opening the menu, and here you have all the shortcuts, right? So for example, enter to focus the main panel, and how to change the different tabs, right? And some other things. So that's very useful. Once you start to use this, you will memorize these options. But just remember, press X, and then you can find the shortcuts here. So let's explore some of those. For example, well, let's use the MariaDB container, and let's do some manipulation of these containers. So I can stop it. So I select this option, enter. I confirm that I want to do that, and now it has stopped, right? If I want to restart it, I can select these, or I can press the shortcut while I have selected the container that I want to restart. So it's that one. And now MariaDB is up and running again. So it's pretty cool. What else can we do? You can attach a terminal here, view the logs, although you can view them here. You can enter the container, right? Like execute a new shell session. So for example, I can see that I can connect to MariaDB here and do whatever I need to do with the software. We can do, what else can we do here? Okay, this one is cool. So sometimes what you have is a web application or a service that includes a web front end of some sort, or a web service. So there is an option for view this in the browser, to open it in the browser. It's going to use the first port. So basically, it's going to try to open this one here if I press W. So it goes to the browser. Now I can use the application. So that's pretty handy. What else can we do here? Okay, so you can do a bunch of things, but something you can do by default is running a new container, right? With any arbitrary image that you might want to run the container, right? So fortunately, there is an option for running a predefined custom command. And so I have created one for running a new container, and I'm going to show you how I created that in a moment, but let me first use it. So first of all, let's maybe remove the MariaDB container. So I have to stop it, and then let's just delete it with volumes. There we go. There is no MariaDB container anymore here. And then we can go to the images section here, and I can select any of these, but I'm going to run the MariaDB container. I press C. If you don't remember, it's right here, run predefined custom command, right? So C for custom. And this is the name that I gave this command, run new container. Hit enter. It's basically running a shell script that I'm going to show you in a moment. And I happen to have to run MariaDB containers frequently for my presentations. So I have MariaDB as default, so I can just hit enter for all the details of the container that I want to create, right? So with just that, I have a MariaDB server up and running in no time, right? I didn't have to type any commands or anything. And if I want to use a different image, for example, Nginx or anything, by the way, any kind of image, if it's not here, I can just type it right here, right? But let's use Nginx. Let's use that container name. That extra options are okay. And I'm going to use 8080 for the port. And I think internally Nginx uses by default 80. I don't want any environment variables. So that's it. Now I have Nginx up and running. If I press W with it right there, right? So it's working, and that's pretty cool. So how did I create that custom command? Well, I'm going to show you first the documentation of LazyDocker. So in the configuration documentation, you find that you can create a file somewhere in your hard drive, and it depends obviously on your operating system. A YAML file with the configuration for LazyDocker, including these custom commands, right? So let me show you the one I created. It's this one here. So I called that run new container, and it's basically a shell script, right? And it's asking for the image, the container name, extra options, the ports, and the environment variables. And yeah, well, I guess that's it. And there are some defaults because I use MariaDB, right? So I have just defined the defaults. That's all. That's how this works. I'm going to share a link to this file and a link to the documentation so you know where to put the file if you want to use it, modify it, or create new commands. So that's what I wanted to show you. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you have your own commands and share some of those if you want to. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.